this is Carla and welcome back to the studio, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Step It Up Saturday. So for this Saturday, I will be featuring the Heartfelt Hexagon bundle. So it is this photopolymer stamp set and it's coordinating punch. Now these products are in our new mini catalog. This goes from January through April. I will, at the end of the video, talk a little bit more about this catalog and also celebration. So these have gone live as of January 4th. So again, I will discuss a little bit more about these at the very end of the video. So we're going to get started. And so for this card, I have a piece of Pretty Peacock. This measures 8.5 by 5.5 and it's scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Lemon Lime Twist. This measures 5 by 3 3/4. And then I have a 4 1/4 by 2 3/4 inch piece of basic white. So I'm going to start off with folding and burnishing my card base. Okay, and I'm going to set that aside. And then I am going to bring in my stamps. So one of the stamps in the set says, "Sending you lots of love and hugs." And then there is another stamp that has a border. So in this set, it has two different borders. So there's one that's just a dotted line. And then we have one that's got the dotted line, but we also got a solid line that goes around it. So I'm using this one here. So I'm going to bring in my ink, and my ink that I'm using is Pretty Peacock and Sweet Sorbet. So I'm going to take my Sweet Sorbet and I'm going to stamp this outline piece. And I'm going to stamp this in the center. Like so. And then I'm going to bring in my Pretty Peacock. I'm going to stamp my greeting right in the middle of that. And try and get this straight. I'm going to hold that for a second. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so then for my next piece, what am I going to do next? Okay, so for this, I'm going to bring in my Hexagon punch. And I'm going to punch this out and just line it up. Punch that out. Okay. And then for my Lemon Lime Twist piece. So I'm going to take the one end and I'm going to put it in my punch and I'm going to go as far as it'll go. And I'm going to just kind of eyeball this to make sure that it's kind of even on both sides. And I'm going to punch. So this piece, we don't really need it, but you can use it for another project. So now this is what I have. I left a little frayed part there, but that's okay. So that's what we have. So I'm also going to be using the quatrefoil embossing, the quatrefoil tile embossing folder. So I am going to, I'm going to take this, I'm going to run this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I will be right back. Okay, so let me bring in my pieces. So I am going to take my embossed piece of my lemon lime twist, and I am going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. So I'm going to add them to where I'm going to kind of close up around here a little bit. So then that way it's just not all loose from the card base. So I'm going to be using just a little bit more on this than I would normally use on a card. And one of the backings came off. And put this one. Nope, let's use the one that the backing came off on. Okay. Let's remove the backings off of here. Okay. And then I'm going to center this on my card base. Like so. I'm going to press that down. And then I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. This is the Tombow Mono multi-purpose glue that is in our annual catalog. And I just have it in this fine tip glue bottle. And I have a link for it in the description of this video. And I got this off of Amazon. So I'm going to add some glue. And then I'm going to take this piece that I punched. And I'm just going to place that in that opening. And I want to make sure that I got it lined up so it's kind of even. Okay, and I'm just going to press that down. I think the Pretty Peacock, the Lemon Lime Twist, and the Sweet Sorbet, they make a good color combination. Okay. So now I'm going to bring in my glue dots, and I'm going to add one right at the base here. I'll just press that down, and I'll remove the backing. And then I'm going to bring in my Sweet Sorbet Baker's Twine. Now this comes from the 2022-2024 In Color Baker's Twine pack. So it's in all of our in colors. So I'm going to make a double bow. I'll just take this. I got a little bit of glue stuck on my finger. I'm going to take this. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to trim it. And then I'm just going to tie my bow. And then I'm just going to pull on the tails. And you don't need a really big loop for this. Okay. And then I'm going to add that into the knot into my glue dot. Like so. And then I'm going to trim these tails. Like so. And then I'm going to bring in my 2022-2024 In Color Pearls. And we're going to take 3 of the Sweet Sorbet ones. And I'm going to stick them down in between where all the detail is. Like right in here, this is the areas that I'm going to place it. put one there. And I'll add one right up here. And then I'll add another one right up here. Okay, so that is our first card. On to our second. Okay, so for my second card, in addition to using the Heartfelt Hexagon bundle, I will also be using this die, and it comes from the Scalloped Contours dies. This is in our annual catalog. And I will also be using the Cupcake stamp, and this is in the Circle Sayings stamp set, and this is also in our annual catalog. I will also be using the glorious Gingham 6x6 Designer Series paper. So on one side you have this pattern, and then the other side you have the Gingham. And this comes in Blueberry Bushel, Pretty Peacock, Lemon Lime Twist, I believe that's Pecan Pie, and Berry Burst. And we'll be using the Berry Burst. Okay, so for my cardstock pieces, I have a piece of Berry Burst. This measures 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 5.5. I have a piece of that glorious Gingham DSP. This measures 5 1/4 by 4. I have a piece of Basic White. This measures 4 by 2 3/4. A piece of Berry Burst. This measures 3 by 2 1/2. And then I have another piece of Basic White. This measures 2 3/4 by 2 1/4. So I'm going for this piece of Basic White. I will be die cutting it with this die. So I'm going to set this aside because I'm going to die cut that first, and then I'm going to stamp on it. For my base, I'm going to fold that in half, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish that. And then for my DSP, I'm going to take this and I'm going to adhere this to my card base. Try and do it without getting glue all over the place. I'm going to center that. Okay, so we'll set that aside. I'll close up my glue here for a moment until we need it again. So for this Berry Burst piece, I'm going to bring in my punch, and I'm going to punch out my hexagon. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in my scissors, and I'm going to cut this in half. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So we'll set that aside. Then for this piece of Basic White, I'm going to punch out another one. Okay. And then for this one, let's see, let me bring in my silicone craft sheet. It'll make it a little bit easier for me to line up the stamp when I go to stamp it. So I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm going to ink up the stamp that says, "Let's Eat Cake." Okay, and then I'm going to line this up in the center, and hopefully we got it straight. Okay, smudge just a little bit But you know what? There's two sides to cardstock, so let's do it again. Okay, a little bit better. Well, no. Actually, the original one's a little bit better. Okay, so then, let's see. So what I'm going to do for this next step, I'm going to die cut this piece out. I will then go and stamp this cupcake in the tuxedo black ink, and then I'm going to color this in the cupcake in with my blends. And so I'm going to use the dark and the light berry burst. I'm going to use the dark and the light bubble bath and the number 200 deep. Okay, so I will be right back. Okay, so let me bring in my pieces. So I did go ahead and redid this. I restamped it and repunched it. So for this piece, the two pieces of the berry burst that I had trimmed, I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. And you can see I'm kind of messed up there too, because when I went to clean the stamp, evidently it was still a little bit wet, so it didn't stamp very well. So I'm going to take these pieces and I'm just going to leave, I'm going to kind of offset it a little bit after I drop it, just to leave like this little border right up at the top. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom. Do the same thing, do about the same amount of distance. Okay, go straight. Okay, that looks good. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals and add it to the back of this. So I had mentioned in my Throwback Thursday video that I was doing some changes for 2024. So my Throwback Thursdays, they're going to still happen because, I have a lot of retired product that some of it I have not used, which is really shameful. And there have been people that have commented and said that they liked that I was doing that because they wanted ideas for what to do with their retired stuff as well. So I'm going to keep doing that. The only difference is I'm going to be doing 2 cards rather than 3. Now, for Step It Up Saturdays, at the moment, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm only going to do 2 cards rather than 3. And then at some point, Step It Up Saturday will go away when I start doing weekly lives. Now, the reason why I'm doing these changes is because I found that, especially in December, I was really starting to feel a little bit burned out. And, so much time and focus was on, prepping and doing all the stuff for the videos that I just really felt like I didn't have much time at all for doing anything else. So because there's more things that I want to do this year, I want to hold at least 2 like in-person events at my home each month. I want to do the Christmas card club, and I also want to do the classes. And I just realized I shouldn't have glued that down yet because I wanted to add a bow. So we're just going to have to change it up a little bit. So that, and then plus like I mentioned, I want to do a weekly live. And since the weekly live is going to feature, current product, then instead of, kind of like double dipping and doing it, current stuff, on Saturdays as well, it'd just be a little bit too much. But like I said, I will stop doing the Step It Up Saturday once I have started doing the lives, and I haven't figured out yet exactly when and what time I'm going to do it. So I'm going to use my Sweet Sorbet metallic woven ribbon. Now this Sweet Sorbet is more of a reddish color, but this looks more like a pinkish, almost purplish color. So I think that's gonna match pretty well. Now, originally what I wanted to do is I wanted to wrap it around this white scallop piece and then tie a bow. But yeah, you can see that I glued down that piece before putting the ribbon on there. So we'll just change it up and we'll just create a bow, and we'll put this bow down on our piece. Just change it up just a tiny bit. Okay. And let's see, bring in my glue dots. I think I got some smaller ones here. Here we go. Okay, these glue dots, these are from a paper pumpkin kit. I have a whole lot of them, so might as well use them. Don't let them go to waste. Okay, and then I'm going to take my bow and I'll put it in that glue dot. Kind of changed it up just a little bit. And so let me bring in my scissors and I'll trim my bow. Like so it's not much different than the original. Okay, so then I'm going to bring in my Wink of Stella, and I'm going to add some to the frosting of my cupcake. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in the Tinsel Gems 4-pack. This is in our annual catalog, so this is actually considered lemon lime twist. This is berry burst, blueberry bushel, and shaded spruce. But you can see you could easily use that lemon lime twist use it like with any yellow color, like Daffodil Delight or Lemon Lolly. And so let me bring in my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to add a few onto here. So, okay, so this is our second card. Okay, let me move this out of the way, and let me bring in my other card. So we created this one here using the pretty Peacock, Lemon Lime Twist, and Sweet Sorbet. And we kind of did like a bit of a window card. And then on this one, we did some stamping and some punching. And basically we made a monochromatic card using the Berry Burst. And then I used the Bubble Bath for doing the icing. So these are our two cards. So if you would like these cards, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. It is helping in me growing my channel. Now, I do want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you who have over the past few months since I started doing these videos, commenting, liking, subscribing. I truly appreciate it. It's really been helping, and I think that's all I want to say about that. But I am going to move this out of the way, and I am going to come right back, and I'm going to talk a little bit about our new January to April mini catalog and also our celebration. So I'll be right back. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is our new mini catalog. This went live on January 4th, and this will go through April 30th. And it's one of those, as we get closer to the end of the catalog, while supplies last. So if you are currently not working with a demonstrator, and you would like to have a catalog, my email is in the description of this video. So please send me an email with your name and your mailing address, and let me know if you would like me to send you catalogs. Now, if let me know if it's just the mini catalog and the celebration catalog that you need, or if you also need an annual catalog. This one will actually go to April 30th as well. So if you need this catalog too, let me know which catalogs that you would like. And again, this is if you are not already working with another demonstrator. So this catalog does have a lot of fun product in here, stuff for Valentine's Day and for other different occasions. There is one suite of product that's in here. This one, the rock and roll one, this one is definitely on my list as a must-have, because when I saw this vintage style microphone, yes, it just ties in right along with the Blue City Stampin' Studio. So I am definitely going to be doing something with this suite of product. So again, this mini catalog, it started January 4th and it'll go through April 30th. Now, we also have celebration. This happens one time of the year. This year, it's going from January 4th through February 29th. Yeah, we got a leap year this year. And so all of the products in this little mini brochure, you earn with every $50 or $100 that you purchase. So you can see that they do let you know what's free with the $50 purchase. So there's a watercolor melon stamp set. There is Sunny Days Designer Series paper. And this paper does coordinate with a bundle that's in the mini catalog. Then we have this Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. This, I believe, also coordinates with one of the bundles that's in our catalog, but I'm not seeing it mentioned here. There's some Pool Party crinkled 5/8 of an inch crinkled ribbon. There's a Cradled in Love stamp set. There's a Softly Stippled Designer Series paper, and this coordinates with the Stippled Roses bundle that's in the catalog. And then we have this Most Adored Specialty Designer Series paper that has the, what is it got? Flirty Flamingo, Real Red, and there's gold foil in that. And that coordinates with the Adoring Hearts bundle that's in the mini catalog. There's also these opaque faceted gems. Those are all free with a $50 purchase. There is another stamp set, Heartfelt Pillows, that this will actually coordinate too with the Heartfelt Hexagon punch that we just used. Then there's the Trusty Tools, the Trusty Toolbox Designer Series paper that coordinates with the Trusty Tools bundle that's in the mini catalog, and that's free with a $50 purchase. Then there's the Jungle Pal stamp set. That's free with a $50 purchase, and I actually do have this, so it is my plan to do, it would be a Step It Up Saturday, or if I start my live sooner, I will definitely be using that. And then it does have a set of coordinating dies, and these are free with a $100 purchase. Then we have the Softly Sophisticated bundle. This is a stamp set, and what is this? This is an embossing folder. It's not a 3D. So this bundle is free with a $100 purchase. And then there's the Detailed Dogwood stamp set. This may be, I'm pretty sure this is probably a bigger stamp set, and that's free with a $100 purchase. Now, there's also two other things that are going on. So you can host and earn extra as well. So if you are doing, just a personal order and there's absolutely no judgment, or if you're going in with others, or if you want to do a class and that order total hits at least $300 or more, that you will get an additional $30 worth of product of your choosing in with your Stampin' Rewards. Now, the other big thing that happens during celebration is the joining special. Now, to join as a demonstrator, you do not have to build it as a business. You do not have to do videos. You do not have to hold classes. You can simply join and receive the discount and get all the perks of what a demo would get. So there's pre-ordering out of a new catalog early. So this mini catalog, we were actually able to pre-order product out of there in December. So that's a little perk. There are demo only events like On Stage. We'll have that coming up in March. And there's just some really nice perks with being a demo, and you do not have to build it as a business. Again, you can just simply join and you can get the discount for as long as you'd like. So during celebration, the joining special, there are two different options to this. So typically the starter kit, it's $99 plus tax. The shipping is free, and you get to choose $125 in product. So during celebration, you can pay $99 plus tax, and the options are that you can get this Stampin' Glass Mat Studio. It's a 17 by 14 glass mat. It's 5 millimeters thick, heavy duty, safety tempered glass crafting mat with raised non-slip rubber feet, and it features a white background printed with a gray grid. It's heat and scratch resistant, and it wipes clean with water or alcohol. It also comes with a silicone mat, and that measures 8 3/8 by 6. It's non-slip, multi-use mat. It's waterproof and heat resistant, and it features 4 palette squares for custom color mixing. These little wells here will actually fit the little Stampin' ink spots. Then it also comes with an 8 1/4 by 8 1/4 inch square cleaning cloth. It's reusable cleaning cloth, makes chemical-free cleaning easy. You just add water and wipe. It's durable, thick, lint-free, and it's in dark gray. This is very similar to our chamois, but it's thinner. Now, the other option, if you do not want the glass mat, the other option is $99 for the starter kit. It's free shipping. It's plus tax. And for option number 2, you can choose an additional $30 in products to add to the starter kit. So instead of $125, you can choose $155. So this is the stuff that's going on during Celebration. And again, this is only happening one time a year, January and February. And if you have any questions at all regarding the host special in this, the joining special, please reach out. Be more than happy to explain anything to you or answer any of your questions. So again, thank you for joining me for this Step It Up Saturday. And again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. And again, if you do need any of these catalogs and you are not working with another demonstrator, please reach out to me. My email is in the description of this video, and provide your name and your mailing address and let me know which catalogs you would like, and I'll be more than happy to get it sent out to you. So until then, I will see you later. Have a blessed one. Bye-bye.